Welcome to this video, and thank you for your interest in Broadcom's automation solutions. During this session, I will discuss the importance of automation for managing data flows. Today, data science and analytics have become even more critical for enterprise decision-making, but many business leaders are still struggling with getting value from data science projects. At Broadcom, we believe that automation is really a key asset to enable better data management and, of course, to deliver valuable insight faster. Digital transformation has been a game changer in the way you leverage data today. Data is key not only for decision making, but also for delivering the customer experience that can differentiate your company from the competition. It means your ability to manage efficient data pipelines has a direct impact on the services you expose to your customers. It has a direct impact on your company brand image. So let's just imagine. Imagine Google is telling you to wait. Well, the problem is that today slow is the new downtime. Of course, if your online service is broken, it has an impact on your business. But if your service is slow, then it has exactly the same impact. If you do not deliver the best customer experience, your customers will just work with your competitors, and you will be the victim of customer churn. That's why when I say imagine Google is asking you to wait for 2 weeks, that's not imaginable. Today, your customers, or even your internal users, simply cannot imagine waiting to get access to information. They're used to instant messaging, cloud services, immediate response. They just expect that same level of service for every IT service they use. So the reality is that data cannot wait. But actually, accessing information is not that simple, because managing data pipelines is difficult. Let me give you a few figures about that. The figures are coming from recent TDWI and Gartner surveys. First interesting fact, more than half of the companies need more than 2 weeks to create a new data source. I think this is a typical pain of the traditional data warehouse. Many organizations have too many hard-coded processes. Of course, it's working, but it lacks the level of agility that is required by the digital business. Maybe you are familiar with that situation. The business is asking you for new reports to make decisions on some marketing actions, for example, but you do not have the data yet. You need to set a new data source. If it takes weeks to create the new data source, it means you're not delivering a good service to the business, and they will get the insight they need much too late. As a consequence, and this is not really a surprise, the same survey reveals that IT organizations are spending 80% of their time getting access to the data instead of using the data. It means that the balance between keeping the lights on and innovating is not really good. And the last consequence, not the least important, IT organizations are struggling with artificial intelligence. 40% have difficulties with data preparation, sourcing, or management, and without efficient access to data, there is no machine learning, there is no artificial intelligence. Now the question is, why so many companies are running into those problems? As I said when I introduced today's topic, at Broadcom we are convinced that automation is key to successful data management, but all automation strategies are not equal. And the figures you see now are very interesting. They come from a recent EMA survey about digital transformation and application modernization. More than half of the respondents report that they are using a mix of automation tools. They are using tools like Cron, like Windows Scheduler, open source schedulers, ETL schedulers or diverse workload automation solutions. It means they do not have end-to-end control on the processes they manage. Even if some portions of the processes are automated, they still have manual synchronizations, manual handovers. As a result, they experience a high rate of failure, and the lack of visibility and control impacts their agility. It's very difficult to increase the number of changes on processes you have only little control on. So there is a visible impact of that situation. You can see the two figures in the middle. Around 40% of companies have difficulties with application modernization and business demands for transformation. As a matter of fact, most companies do not start digital initiatives from scratch. They need to integrate new technologies with legacy systems. They need to automate hybrid processes spanning from the mainframe to the cloud. They also need to leverage big data, machine learning, and more advanced analytics to improve the customer experience they deliver. That's probably why we see this noticeable result from the survey. 80% of the companies are now considering to improve their automation strategies, and they are looking for ways to get more centralized control on their automated processes. Now, what are the consequences of not having the right strategy for automating data pipelines? Across many discussions we had with our customers, we have realized that many companies run big data environments in total isolation or nearly total isolation from the other enterprise business processes. Of course, it's relatively easy to understand the reasons. Different technologies, different skills, different teams. But running big data like a silo has a significant impact on your innovation capability. So why? Simply because you need to integrate big data into your DevOps initiatives. You need that in order to avoid slowing down innovation. The reality is that your data pipelines have to be automated along your continuous delivery pipelines. In fact, if you are doing DevOps today for improving the customer experience you deliver, very soon you will be considering doing DataOps. And for that, you need automation that goes beyond silos. We also found that siloed automation has a big impact on scalability. Many companies find it difficult to scale with the volume of data or the number of data sources. Most of the time, data scientists struggle to get access to the data they need when they need it. They also find that managing data flows is much too complex, and they always require support from the IT experts. So once again, it impacts innovation, but it also makes it difficult to keep operational costs under control because of IT teams that are always involved at every level of the data management. Another effect we found is the result of poor visibility and control on data flows. Manual operations, manual handovers are increasing the risks of compliance issues. Just think about all the data protection regulations like GDPR, CCPA, HIPAA, and much more. To ensure compliance with your data, you need to secure operations, trace who's doing what, and when he has been doing it. That said, what should you do? There is an interesting example from one of our customers. This customer is a movie theater chain. They have millions of customers, hundreds of locations in the country. As part of their digital transformation initiatives, they were looking for automating social media interactions based on real-time business information. So globally, they wanted to drive social media campaigns and promotions to help increase revenues on selected locations, the ones that show poor business performance. For doing that, they had to build a fully automated data pipeline from the point-of-sale systems to the analytics, to the social networks. From a technology perspective, automation enabled that customer to extract millions of entries from the point-of-sale systems every day, ingest that data into the data stores, run the analytics, generate the campaigns, and then push messages to 500,000 followers on the social media. What they did is typical of modern data pipelines. Not only you need to move the data, but you also need to mix data movements with data processing. And this is where data pipeline automation delivers a lot of value. As a result, the customer was able to increase company revenues thanks to automation. They could introduce a major innovation, real-time data-driven social media presence supported by a fully automated data pipeline. All that using automation from Broadcom. Now a bit of detail on Broadcom solution for automating data pipelines. So the goal of the solution is to let you automate all the steps to transform source data into valuable insight, capturing data from all the endpoints and applications, processing and transferring the data securely, ingesting data into the big data stores like Hadoop, integrating with third-party tools all along the data pipeline, enabling self-service to make data actionable for the data scientists, provisioning tests or computing infrastructure, deploying models and code for doing analytics. Broadcom lets you automate data pipelines end-to-end, as a result, by orchestrating tools, teams, infrastructures, and data, Broadcom enables you to install continuous analytics. As a conclusion, 3 good reasons to trust Broadcom for your automation. Workflow automation. Broadcom enables data scientists with self-services and visual workflows that simplify access to the data. Broad ecosystem. When you select an automation solution, you need to ensure it covers your technology end-to-end. Broadcom delivers automation for data, tools, code, and infrastructures. And scale. Because your digital future depends on automation, you need to build your future on a solution that is scalable, that can grow with the business demand. That said, thank you for your time today. To continue the journey, please visit our website at broadcom.com.